everybody. This is Racquel Palmese, and I would like to introduce my producer, Zunaira and I. We have been working on a project together that many of you are already familiar with, called Welcoming in the New Age. How to do that? What does it mean? Why do we care? How do we get there? It has been incredible fun and an experience, as the more we talk about it, the more it wishes to be spoken about. So the more downloads I keep getting about it, and the importance to us of actually bringing in a new age. When you think about it, we're all kind of over the old age, I think. We're done. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think most of you would. Is that we feel we've completed this way of being, this kind of self-centered, self-oriented, combative, conflictive, competitive way of life, where we are more in service to the material world than we are to our own spirits, where we find that we're always in a war of some kind, globally or internally, where we are mentally and emotionally and physically and actually spiritually ailing a lot of the time. We are done. We are ready to move on. And those of you that are resonating with this, listen up. So Zunaira, let us know about what we've been doing so far.
If you haven't already experienced the portals, I invite you to do so before even continuing on this video journey with us. The first portal, we talked about letting go and releasing, and what that really meant, what that looked like. And then in the second portal, we talked about opening and what that meant, but more specifically, opening to the new age on its terms. In the third portal, we talked about responsibility and our responsibility and the role that we play in the world, in the new age, in the lives of others, in our own lives. And then we completed the last portal speaking about the mind of creation, the mind of the brain, and the mind of the heart.
Very good. And yes, so the New Age itself, as many of you know, especially people that might be up around my age, might remember that way back in the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of talk about the age of Aquarius and the New Age that we were all very excited about, and we thought we would, and we already were kind of sliding into that by starting communal living and taking some drugs and opting out of our capitalist economy and going more into a trading kind of. We experimented in a lot of ways, and our music reflected a great shift and opening. Folk songs started coming out, and rock and roll and ballads, and it was a very, very exciting time. And then it all kind of, as a movement, as a big age, it kind of had a flat tire. And a lot of people went back to their normal ways and got into business and made some money. And, you know, a lot of the effects of what got started remain. There's a lot of that philosophy and mentality that is with us, of course, why I'm sitting here addressing you about this. A lot of openings happened. But what didn't happen was our shift in consciousness. And because that didn't happen, the planet finds itself in dire straits, as we all know. So many people feel emotionally distraught and depressed, hopeless, mentally. I don't understand how to even think about any of this. Spiritually disconnected in many ways, searching and seeking and trying, even enhancing with medicines and drugs to try to find God. Physically, our bodies are tired of the stress. In other words, we're so over the old age. We are so
We're truly over it.
over the past. We are ready to enter and embark on a whole new way, a new system, a new paradigm, a whole reset. And that is indeed a new age. How to get there, how to do that, how to realize that what's in it for me has to do with what's in it for everybody. That we can no longer think of ourselves as units, as singular beings, that we have to understand that the plastic bag that we use and throw away ends up hurting somebody and an ecosystem all the way across the globe. And we have to understand that without guilt and without hopelessness, and we have to understand it in a way to activate all these reparative systems and move on from that. So with that, I'd like to ask you, Zunaira, what your experience has been like so far, and maybe why you personally feel invested in this. Yes.
Gosh, I absolutely love that question. To have the opportunity to edit all of these videos for Racquel means that I have this way of watching and rewatching these transmissions, so much so that they are like memorized quotes in my head. And the beauty in that is I see it acting out invisibly as I navigate the world anew. And I feel a completely different way of living and of being in this world. It's like to say yes to welcoming in the new age is to say yes to being an active member of the world. And that's what I feel has been stirred in me since embarking on this production journey with Racquel. I felt inspired to ask her some questions today regarding this very topic and how it will expand from this little YouTube series. So, Racquel, I'm so curious as to how you envision this taking a life of its own, what that will look like for the viewers, and how they may become more involved in these teachings, how they may incorporate these in their own life, in their own lives.
Yes, that's a great question. And part of the answer has to do with spontaneity, because none of this that you're watching has been scripted or planned.
Yes.
Except we did write down the subjects of the other 4 portals because we keep forgetting. So yeah, spontaneity and a kind of community being built around the shift in consciousness is how I see it. And so we're going to be creating segments, a program that we can invite people to participate in, where I will be sharing and downloading a lot of information, also working individually with people so that we can work together to be able to let go of our what is no longer serving us, which is my work, and coming into being open to a whole new place, a new paradigm of how to live. And so kind of like coursework maybe, but not like, that.
Not like boring homework.
I think, right, yeah. I think, no, it'll be really interesting homework and very challenging homework, because we are meant to shift.
Yeah.
And letting go of existing stuff is always hard, as probably all of you know. And we think we let go of it, and then it comes back, and we're reenacting the same old stuff, and we need to get over it. So yes, that's why the community aspect is important, so we can support each other, as we watch each other work through the challenges of creating real new consciousness.
In a nutshell, who would you say this container that you're creating in 2023, who is this for?
I would say that this will resonate with people who feel that they want more out of life, who feel that they want more connection. They also want to feel that they're doing something to contribute not only to the quality of their own lives and their children's lives, but to create life on a planet that is welcoming for future generations.
Wow.
Both sustainably in the physical world, but also with a whole new way of being that is more in alignment with what the spiritual human experience is supposed to be.
Wow. That is so very exciting.
I think so too.
I'm very excited. I want to mention to you all that as you are watching this and perhaps feeling the same excitement that we are, you can be the first to know of when this beautiful container will open up if you sign up for her newsletter. And so I will leave a past newsletter below, and at the top left corner there will be a section that says subscribe, and that's where you put in your name and your email so you can be the first to be notified when this launches. And this goes for all of her offerings, and don't worry, she won't bombard you with messages all the time.
I know.
My next question is a bit more of an avant-garde one, and it's that, did you see this for your life? Did you see you as this vehicle for information to come through, to facilitate really a movement of new age activists, global citizens, if you will? Did you see this for your life? And if yes or no, how? How did that come to be?
Wow, what a question that is. Wow, because going back over more than 7 decades of living, just listening to you ask that question makes me realize that everything that seemed new always excited me from the time I was a little tiny child.
Wow.
That everything that felt different, everything that felt like cutting edge in any way, even little tiny ways, always got me excited.
Wow.
And always I have had this guiding thought in my life that there's got to be more than what I'm experiencing. And it's always felt that way. It's always been like a nagging sort of pull. I recognize it now as a spiritual calling to open to a bigger experience of what you're living, even in this moment. There's so many levels and dimensions in our conversation. There's so many levels and dimensions that I feel in what we're emanating out and what people might be receiving from us energetically, besides the words and the info and 411.
Right.
So I would say in that way, I was so shy. I never saw myself really as a teacher or an emissary as I do now. I have embraced my role as that it's an honor, and it's very personal and real to me.
Wow.
I know I'm being called as one. I'm not the only one by any means, but I am being called to facilitate growth and a welcoming in for the energies that comprise this new age that is offering itself to us.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love hearing about that, and I can just see little you interacting with the world all the same. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, R, for having me on your beautiful channel. And things to look forward to in 2023. Well, this container coming to life, more Wisdom Wednesday shares, and many of you now know that it's moved to a bi-weekly, sometimes tri-weekly share with surprise transmissions interspersed. And then there's also the guided meditations and interactive experiences that are visual, or you can close your eyes and just listen to the music and the transmission. So there's a lot more of that to come. And then some magic that we don't know yet.
Yes, that. Definitely
That's
feeling
what
that.
we're feeling. And this little friend will be our note-taking
Yes.
journal in this next leg of our day as we discuss what is coming to life in the coming year.
Thank you, Zunaira. This is such an adventure with you. I'm so grateful
So much
for
fun.
you, and I'm grateful for everybody that is with us right now and watching us, listening to us, and embracing us. I feel you, and thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.